still at Double-A. The Double-A schools, that's where we start. We have Brad Beaman of Johnston, Iowa, against Mike Cosgrove of Albia. Brad Beaman, the son of former Drake wrestler Mike Beaman.
Former Greenfield coach also, and Beaman's a hammer, let me tell you.
Now, we'll have to, because they're both in the blue, separate them again by the leg wraps. Down at the bottom, in the red is Brad Beaman on the left. In the green ankle wrap, Mike Cosgrove of Albia. Out of bounds they go.
Mike Beaman, Coach Frank Baltzley, Coach of the Year this year, in fact, said that Mike Beaman's student taught for him when he was at Drake, and now he gets to coach Mike's son. They live in Johnston, and Mike's in the guard.
And boom, there goes Beaman to the take. Now at 1A, we have Matt Kruger of George Little Rock wrestling Dan Sweeting of Highland Riverside for the championship. And at 3A, it's Eric LaGrange of Cedar Rapids Prairie, who's pinned everybody in the tournament so far, against #1 ranked Ben Smith of Southeast Polk. Now you're looking at Brad Beaman put Mike Cosgrove on his back for a 3-point near fall.
Well, he loves the cradle, and he's looking to pin him right here. A lot of times you look for the cradle just for points, but right now he's trying to pin Mike Cosgrove from Albia.
Cosgrove giving it everything he has, but Beaman is looking real tough on top here.
$44-0.
5-0.
The most wins in a season in Johnston history, and Baltzley's had a long-time successful program at Johnston.
1, 2.
Again, he has him in that cradle. This time he
Beaman's
got
not only a wrestler either; he's a national caliber high hurdler. And
there's the reversal, 7-2.
An all-state linebacker, but then that doesn't bother Mike Cosgrove, who just came right back and reversed him and starting to try to work his way back a few points at a time.
Mike Cosgrove, Albia, Brad Beaman of Johnston. Beaman got here. He beat Dane Lundvall of Glenwood. He beat Blake Williams of Decorah 7-5 just before that. He pinned Lundvall. He beat John Whitmer of Eagle Grove in the semis 13-5. Mike Cosgrove reached here with a technical fall in his first match against Larry Weber of Spirit Lake. 6-4 over Travis Busick of Hampton, and then 4-2 over Kevin Miller of New Hampton, and 2 toughies.
Look at that chicken wing right there. It was potentially dangerous. He didn't get it above the elbow, but he can crank. He looks for that chicken wing and then a half Nelson or a far wrist and tries to drive.
Cosgrove started on the bottom here. Beaman leads by 5, 7-2. Well, as you may have pointed out there, he just got to his 100th win this year, Brad Beaman.
Oh, great. No, his what?
100th win in his career.
Qualified for the state last year where he was 5th at 152, and Mike Cosgrove, a senior, never been here before, and here he is in the finals. That's got to be real exciting.
This is what he likes, to use that cross face into a cradle, and there it is. That's his favorite move. Is a near side cradle. It's a little hard to get that shoulder down, but boy, you can rack up a lot of points there.
Boy, he's putting the squeeze on here. Now it's a 10-2 favor of Brad Beaman.
Used that cradle for 8 back points so far.
I asked Frank Baltzley, the coach, how it felt to be Coach of the Year. Well, he got inducted into the Hall of Fame just recently. Now Coach of the Year, and he says it's topping on the top of the cake, but it's the kids that do it.
Oh, he's got that cradle again for the 4th time. 25 seconds to go in the second period.
There's Frank Baltzley.
Well, I guess recently inducted. It was about 2 hours ago.
No. He was Coach of the Year this year.
Oh, that's right. Coach of the Year this year. Well, you know, when you're winning all those awards, awards, what do you do?
And Dave Steinkamp was 1A Coach of the Year. Frank Baltzley, 2A. And Wes Creason from Indianola was the 3A Coach of the Year.
Back to live action again, and we do mean live because we're live here at Veterans Auditorium in the 1993 High School Championships, 160 pounds, the 2A match between Brad Beaman on top and Mike Cosgrove on the bottom, trailing 10-2.
See what they're talking about there with the official right there is telling him, Doug Manley from Akron is the official, and he's saying you can't come the direction you're trying to come with that elbow. There's Mike Murphy, who is the coach at Albia. Has been there for a few years, 3 years as head coach, and 1 other as an assistant, 4 in total.
Beaman at the end of 2 periods has an 8-point lead. 10-2, and Beaman will take the bottom position. Now let's go up to 1A to see what's happening between Matt Kruger and Dan Sweeting. The score here is 9-5 in favor of Sweeting. We've lost only once this year. Matt Kruger, his dad and his uncle both finished second in their careers.
He'd like to break that,
He'd like to break it, but he's trailing now. There's 3A, Eric LaGrange of Cedar Rapids Prairie and Ben Smith of Southeast Polk. Smith is #1 ranked, and he leads 7-4 starting the 3rd period. Here's Cosgrove on top. He has 8 points to make up.
Well, and Cosgrove likes to be here, and he'd like to be able to turn Beaman there. He likes to be in the top position and work for a cradle.
This is where college coaches look too. They like to see, you know, you're not used to being on the bottom when you're a good wrestler. And sometimes if a young man in high school can come out of there fast and be good on the bottom, that's one thing you don't have to teach him when he gets to the colleges.
But like you said, in most cases, you're so dominant if you're at that level that you're going to go on the college and wrestle. You're not underneath a lot, so you don't get a chance to work on it. Good coaches work on it all the time, coming out, because it'll win the close matches in the big matches.
We're only a minute away from being done here, but Cosgrove has 8 points to make up. He stays on top because he has a lot to do, and he wants to turn Beaman if he can. It's his only chance.
Buckle in, guys.
You see the score there, 10-2 up in the right-hand corner of your screen. Favor of Beaman. 2A 160-pound championship. Iowa High School Wrestling Tournament, 1993.
Beaman scoots out, does a little short sit, tries to come back, but, you know, he's ahead 10-2. He's trying to get the juices going and saying, come out, but he's saying, I'm going to win a state championship if I don't do anything stupid.
And maybe I don't want to come out that bad.
That's right.
Here he comes. A little roll, add a little excitement to it, but we have only 20 seconds to go. But you don't want to get down there flat against good competition.
Cosgrove doing a nice job of riding. I mean, I'm not just saying riding either. He's trying to turn, but it's academic right now. Yeah, those cradles. How many? Four cradles. Mike Murphy says, I've seen enough cradles against me tonight to last me the rest of my career.
And this one's going to end right here, I think. Tough half Nelson by Cosgrove, but he has too far to go.
One of those, if you could wrestle it again and watch the video and say, gosh, all I have to do is stay out of the cradle. But you can't. This is the big one, and the one that turns it on, which was Brad Beaman tonight, wins.
So the #1 ranked wrestler at the weight in the 2A finishes there at the end of the year. It's Brad Beaman of Johnston, 45-0 for the year. We still have the 1A mat going. Matt Kruger and Dan Sweeting. The score here is Sweeting 13, Kruger 6. We have just a couple of seconds left. And you were just in time to see Dan Sweeting leap to his feet a winner. He's from Highland, Riverside, Iowa. Dan Sweeting
is coached by Gary Curtis, longtime coach at Highland. In fact, I don't know for sure, but Gary Curtis either coached Dan Sweeting's dad or his uncle, but 20-some years ago, there were Sweetings at Highland that were just as tough as this young man here, but didn't win a state title, and so Dan Sweeting comes through.
1A awards at
The city area was seeking to become the first champion here in the history of his school. His dad and his uncle had both been runners-up, but it was not to be. He was decisioned tonight by Dan Sweeting of Highland Riverside, 13-6. So Dan Sweeting is the champion in Class A at 160, the third champ from Highland Riverside in the history of that school. Dick?
All right, Dean, at 160 pounds in 3A competition, your champion here is Ben Smith, who needed just 4 takedowns and 2 escapes to defeat Eric LaGrange of Cedar Rapids Prairie by the margin of 10-7. Back to you, Doc.
Thank you, Dick Trotter and Dean Borg. We're going to move up to 171 pounds now. We're getting up with the bigger fellas.
Woodbine, 4th place. Runner-up, Jeff Clark of Lisbon, 4th place. 3rd place, Mike Alish of Brettinger. Runner-up, Matt Kruger, George Little Rock. And the champion, 1A, 160-pound, Dan Sweeting, Highland of Ainsworth, Riverside.
Dan Sweeting playing it cool up there, you know, after a year of 36-1. Beat Matt Kruger for the championship. Now we're at 2A. This is Brad Beaman. This was his weight, and you'll see him go up to the top.
2A, 160-pound awards. Coach Frank Balsley of Johnston. 6th place, Kevin Miller, New Hampton. 5th place, John Whitmer, Eagle Grove. 4th place, Earl Murdy, Pima, South Pima. 3rd place, Blake Williams, Decorah. Runner-up, Mike Cosgrove, Albia. And the 2A 160-pound champion from Johnston, Brad Beaman.
Attaboy, Brad. Just continuing the family tradition there. Brad Beaman, winner at 2A at 160. We'll be settling the 2A team title when we go up to 189 in our next match, right after we see the awards presented at 3A
Class 3A
for 160.
160-pound awards. Coach Red Owens of Southeast Polk Reynolds. 6th place, Jason Crooks, Fort Madison. 5th place, Troy Risdell, Sioux City East. 4th place, Jared Young, Cedar Rapids Jefferson. 3rd place, Darrell Whelan, Cedar Falls. Runner-up, Eric LaGrange, Cedar Rapids Prairie. And the 3A 160-pound champion from Southeast Polk Reynolds, Ben Smith.
And that's great. That's great for Red Owens there. What a great, he's been at Southeast Polk for a long, long time. And to have his Ben Smith, who's been so